Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy Vic Slain Hope. I got another video for y'all. This is another law from the 48 Laws of Power, and this is law number 25. And this one is recreate yourself. And I'm going to read the judgment. It says, do not accept the roles that society foist on you. Recreate yourself by forming a new identity, one that commands attention and never bores the audience. Be the master of your own image rather than letting others define it for you. Incorporate dramatic devices into your public gestures and actions. Your power will be enhanced and your character will seem larger than life. Now, this is a very important law because, like they mentioned here, we grow up in societies who tell us how we should be and what we should be. You know, our parents, our friends, the general norms, socialization, all of those things, right? And as we grow up, sometimes we realize that what we've been told to do and how to do, sometimes that doesn't really work for us. So at some point in time, some people go through kind of like an identity crisis where they feel like they maybe need to recreate themselves. Also, things happen in life constantly. Natural disasters, we see the pandemic, man-made disasters or whatever, right? And it's like you just have to be able to adapt to the change and to the times. Now, there's certain things that probably shouldn't change, like morals and principles and ethics, but even those things, people feel like I shouldn't have morals or these type of morals anymore, or I shouldn't have these ethics. So even when it comes to those things, people are shedding those things. But anyway, let's get to the nitty-gritty. Now, it says, be the master of your own image rather than letting others define it for you. Incorporate dramatic devices into your public gestures, actions, and your power will be enhanced and your character will seem larger than life. Now, we're going to take this to the YouTube streets, right? Let me give you an example. Because basically what this is talking about, drama, actors, right? And I'm going to take it to YouTube for a second, right? And I'm going to use Charleston White for an example because he don't have no shame, right? And he has told people what it really is. Now, I watched a video in which he was talking about how for 10 years he preached about going to city council, he marched, you know, he did a lot of community work, like he was trying to, you know, do this, you know, get the community together to protest, to vote, to do whatever it is that needed to be done to help black folks, right? And he said he did that shit for 10 years and he realized that just was not selling. That just wasn't it, right? Like people wasn't supporting it. He wasn't getting the views. He wasn't getting the traffic, and he definitely wasn't making no money. He said all he really did was create enemies, right? Because now the police watch you. Now the powers that be, you put a target on your back when you're one of those bad dudes that is putting in the work for your community, right? So he said, I had to recreate my character. He said, I got into issues. They put a target on my back. He said they started fucking with me. And then he said, I realized like, yo, I'm putting myself in danger. He said, so I recreated myself. And he talks about Dolomite. He was like, I realized, so he says, the things that I do today online is a character. He said, that's not who I am. He says the same things about the rappers, right? He said this about Nipsey Hussle, and everybody got mad because I don't know if people didn't understand what he was saying or they just held on to the fact that he said F Nipsey. But what he was saying is the character. He was saying Ermias is who he really is. And he was saying he developed a character. It's the same thing, right? That he's saying. He's saying he had to recreate himself because the last person that he was being was going to get him in trouble, right? And he was saying, I need to live for my kids. I'm not trying to get killed and die and not leave my kids nothing. He said, so I had to really recreate myself. So anyway, there's a lot of people on YouTube who are doing this. And so I don't got to say no names. There's a lot of people on YouTube who came out and act like they was trying to do one thing, and then they recreated themselves. Why? Because they know drama sells. And drama is basically pulling out the emotions of people, right? Whether it's sadness, whether it's happiness, whether it's anger, we love to be entertained, right? We love the music videos, we love social media, we love the reality TV shows, we love the gossip pages. We come on YouTube, and when we come on YouTube, we see what people are watching most of the time. They're watching stuff that entertain them, toxic stuff, gossip, ignorant things. So These are the things that sell, right? It says incorporate a dramatic devices into your public gestures and actions. So when people do, they also have a saying that there's no such thing as bad publicity. You notice when some of these dudes be saying some crazy stuff, like when this dude Charleston White said the F Nipsey stuff, it got a lot of publicity. It was a dramatic thing because it aroused a lot of desires and a lot of emotions in people. And there's a lot of dudes on YouTube whose names I don't even gotta tell, who get on YouTube every once in a while. They'll tell somebody suck their dick. Every once in a while they're talking about let's meet up and fight. Every once in a while they're doing some dramatic acting on the internet so that they can draw the viewers, because y'all love the toxic shit, so they could draw you in. We share it, we like it, we feed our brain it, and then we get caught up in a toxic cycle too. And then we start following up with the beef. We start following up what the other person responded. We see it all the time with the whack 100s, with the this person, with the Hassan, with the that. And I don't want to get into the names, but y'all see it all the time. Y'all see it. There's always some internet beef going on. But these are actors. I'm not saying that some of them not going to do what they're going to do, but it's so easy to act now. It's so easy. Before, you have to become you have to get recognized. You have to try to get into Hollywood. You have to try to get into these executives, these producers, ear, and kind of like try to be in their presence. Now you don't got to do that. You can literally come to YouTube, make a whole story up. I could literally, on some real shit, I could have literally came on YouTube and made up that I got raped in jail. You know what I'm saying? And people would tune into that shit, and people would share that shit, and people would like that shit, and people would be like, oh my God, he's so, some people would say he was brave. Some people would be like, yo, you gay. Why would you even say that? Some people say whatever. But my point is, it's so easy nowadays because all you need is one thing that will get you there. All you need is one storyline. All you need is that one video that get them clicks, and you in there. And of course, sometimes you got to keep maintaining it, and every once in a while you got to say some crazy shit. But it's so much easier now to become an actor. It's so much easier now. You can just go on YouTube. You can just start an Instagram and try to build your reels and build your TikTok. It's so much easier now to become an actor. And a lot of people are being actors. So yeah, a lot of people, sometimes when you come on YouTube, you notice that like what you're doing initially is not working. Like Charleston White said. He said, I was on here preaching for 10 years, talking some positive shit. He said that shit wasn't working. So I recreated myself. And the moment I recreated myself, I started making money. I tell y'all all the time, y'all got to blame yourselves. Y'all be mad at the people. If you don't support positivity, people going to give you negativity. That's just what some people going to do. Some people going to, you got like the rappers, right? You got the rappers who, they stayed with their morals, their principles, and their ethics. You got the rappers that was like, nah, I'm not about to start mumble rapping. I'm not about to start talking about some stupid shit. I'm going to stay in my lane, and I don't care. And then you got some rappers that recreated themselves, adapted, and started talking to whatever else people wanted to hear. It says, do not people talk in society of a man being a great actor? They do not mean by that he feels, but that he excels in simulating, though he feels nothing. A lot of this shit is a simulation. The whole world we live in is a simulation. People are actors. People going to work acting like they like their job. They might tell their friend, they might tell you, they might tell me like, yo, I hate my job. But when they go to work, they put the fake smile on. They say good morning to everybody in a certain tone. Even when they pick up the phone, if you're a receptionist, right? Hello, how you doing? You act like you're happy. We all living in a simulation. And I don't want to get too matrixy on y'all, but a lot of this shit is a simulation. And some people are getting paid for those simulations. And I ain't mad at them. Sometimes you gotta be able to change and capitalize. It all depends on what you are doing it for. If you're doing it for the dollars, do it for the dollars. If you're doing it because you're trying to educate, sometimes you can do both. But the whole point of this is you have to be able to adapt at times. You have to be able to recreate yourself, because that's just how the world is. The world is constantly changing. It's constantly going through things, and sometimes that's necessary. Other times you have to, like I said, you should change, but certain things shouldn't change, in my opinion. Like morals, values, principles, those things, you got to hold on to those things, because a lot of people is changing those things today. They're not official. They're lying. They're not loyal. They're deceiving, conniving, all those things. And the last thing I would say is this: It says, know how to be all things to all men, a discreet, a scholar among scholars, a saint among saints. This is the art of winning everyone. For like attracts like. Take note of the temperament and adapt yourself to that of each person you meet. Follow the lead of the serious and the jovial in turn, changing your mood discreetly. So there's no reversal for this law. Basically, is, you know, you just gotta adapt, man, to the environment, to what's going on. And this is what a lot of people do, right? Like the good actors are the people who control themselves, and in return, because they could control themselves so well and their emotions, they are able to evoke emotions and control other people by that. So let me know what your thoughts are. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Till next time. Peace.